I'm Daniel from Instrument Mastery and welcome to this new video. So, I recently went to a piano teacher and I wanted to share this experience with you so you can decide if a piano teacher might be beneficial and valuable for you, and if you can afford a piano teacher, you will have the value of this video to know what you're missing out of and what you're not missing out of. The last time I had a piano teacher was when I was 10 to 12 years. I was going to this piano teacher and I learned a lot and it was beneficial, but my progress was really slow. Why? That was because I didn't practice at home. Yes, that's the truth. So even though an instrumental teacher is very beneficial, you can learn a lot, it doesn't matter if you don't practice at home, because home is where the magic should happen. So I quit taking the lessons and right after that I started to practice at home, and after a while, after playing consistently for a while and I was very motivated, I decided to start taking the lessons again. So I went back to the piano teacher, took some lessons, but what happened? I stopped practicing at home again after a very short time. So that's stupid, right? But hi, I was just a child. I didn't reflect upon things and the reasons why. I just thought, okay, that's how it is and I can't go to a piano teacher, so I quit and started to practice at home again. But now I have a theory about why this was happening. So here's my theory about why I didn't practice at home when I had a piano teacher. There was a difference between having a piano teacher and just playing on my own at home. So when I had a teacher, she had all these topics she wanted to teach me. So she had a topic and she chose a song to support that and to help me implement that new theory. But hey, I was a child. Theory is boring and the songs were boring. I didn't think about that back then, that the songs was boring and everything. My thinking was that this is something I need to learn, I need to practice this to be good, and I didn't think about it as boring. I think it was more an unconscious thing. So that's why I didn't think about the reason for not practicing at home. Anyways, not practicing at home was the result of that. And when I didn't have a teacher, I played wherever I wanted. And I studied on my own. I was trying to figure things out on my own, exploring. I've always loved to explore, and I did some free play. I even wrote some of my own songs. I found some of the songs recently, and they were terrible, but I enjoy writing them. So yeah, it was fun and I kept on playing. I was recently thinking back at this, and it was firstly when I reflected upon this experience I had many years ago that I actually learned something from it. So what I found out was that if I should ever have a piano teacher again, I would do certain things differently. I would be more engaged, I would ask more questions, and I would interact more. I will pick the songs myself, or at least pick one of several songs the piano teacher suggests for me, not just accept that one song he or she think I should be playing. And I would take notes when practicing at home, so I can bring my questions and challenges with me to the piano teacher, so the teacher can help me solve that and answer the questions and help me on my way further. I would take responsibility for my own learning. So the piano lesson should be at my premises. And I would still use time at home between the lessons to explore and to do free play and to experiment. That's important to do because it's very easy to get caught up with the practice for the next lesson. You need to have a little fun in between. So not only focusing on the next lesson with a piano teacher or for whatever instrument you have, remember to have fun. Do what you like. Write songs, experiment, free play, whatever you like to do. Do that in between. That's important. Shortly after, I decided to take some trial lessons, 3 trial lessons, at 30 minutes a week for 3 weeks. I was all excited, so I bought an online course to be as prepared as I could be, to have a refresher for all the things I might have forgotten. So I started at a very first lessons in that course, and it was very boring because I knew all the way from before on, but I wanted to know that I have all the basics, that I knew all the basics. So I was going through, I think, 2.5 months of lessons within a few days, playing through every single lesson, and yeah, I was trying to get prepared for the first lesson to get the most possible out of it. So finally it was time for the first lesson, and my recommendation is to be very honest and clear about your level if you have played the instrument before. That was my clear intention when I got to the lesson. So I tried to explain that I've tried a piano teacher before, but I didn't practice at home and didn't get too much out of it, and had very slow progress, and I've had a pause for many years because I've been busy with all this different kind of stuff. So I told her all this, and I just recently started to play the piano again, and she just wanted me to play something I knew, and I only knew 2 songs. One where both of them are very advanced. One of them I've played regularly for several years just to keep my fingers warm and don't forget everything about piano, and have something I'm able to play. And the other one is a song that I practiced very intensely for a long period of time, and she was very impressed. And so I tried to sort of clarify my level, but it was no way I managed to get her to understand that I wasn't at that high level she thought I was. So I got a few songs to pick from. She said I could play anything, but she had some suggestions, and it was all advanced songs, and I ended up with Chopin. Yes, so that was, yeah, I didn't want to disappoint her, so I practiced my ass off for the next week. Maybe I practiced a little too much because she was very impressed how well I was playing it already. Maybe she didn't expect that much of me that I thought. I don't know, but when she suggested new songs, they were even more advanced. So that didn't do a thing even better. The song she wanted me to play was, normally the songs have 1 bass line and 1 treble line. I got a song which had 1 bass line and 2 treble lines, and it was going extremely fast and a lot of tones with it. It was a really advanced song, and I didn't try on that one. I actually chose one of the other ones, which was easier this time, and yeah. But still, I got a very valuable experience from it, and I grew a lot from this experience. So, is it valuable to have a teacher for your instrument? Yes, it was great to have a teacher to challenge me and to guide me to play the songs right and gain experience and make it sound better. So even though I was playing it right and it sounded okay, she was able to help me to make it sound even better. And by doing this, I gained experience to play future songs even better too. So it was great, but was it valuable? I would say no, because the price is high, the time is short, and I didn't feel I had enough control over the learning process. What I found very valuable was an online course. How is an online course better than a real human? Well, with the teacher, I didn't feel I got any missing knowledge covered, and it wasn't enough focus on the techniques. The incredible valuable things with an online course is that it starts with the fundamentals and goes step by step from there. The course don't let anything out, and you can be sure you'll learn everything you need. The songs were made to for the training on the techniques or for the theory they were going through. So. And not for entertainment, so it's a little boring but very effective and cheap. 2 years of access to this course was less than 3 piano lessons with a piano teacher. So, will I take more physical piano lessons? Yes, I will, but not the way I was now and not right away. What I found out was that 30 minutes are going incredibly fast. We barely made it to go through the song for the last week and get some guidance on it and to pick a new song and listen to her play through it, so I knew how it sounded like. So I will first focus on the online course because the online course was so valuable to me. I will focus on the online course, going through it step by step, the whole course, and when completing it, I will proceed with the other courses included in the membership, and in between I will study some music theory and I will train on some techniques and get myself to a much higher level where it makes sense to take piano lessons again. My piano teacher was at an extremely high level, and when I'm at a very high level too, completing all the step-by-step courses and gain all this basic knowledge and experience, it makes sense to go to the piano teacher and get some guidance. And another thing is that I will take 60 minutes lessons every other week. Because with the 30 minutes lessons every week, I had to practice a lot on the song to get at a level where it made sense to go to the piano teacher and get guidance on it. And I didn't have time for having fun and do all the other things I like. So if I have 2 weeks before the next lesson, I'll have more time to practice on the song and more time to do the fun things I like to do. And with 60 minutes lessons every other week, it will cost exactly the same, but then we can use the first 30 minutes to go through the song and I can get some guidance on it and develop myself further with the song. And the last 30 minutes we can use to work on techniques, theory, improvisation, free play, and other amazing stuff that are important to develop someone who wants to be really good. So the conclusion is that yes, it is valuable with a teacher, but not when you're at a low or intermediate level. So what I think is that the most beneficial thing is to take an online course, proceed with the whole course step by step, choose a very high quality online course with a lot of lessons, go through step by step, and remember to study theory on the internet, and read books wherever, train on techniques, get yourself to a high level. And through this time, I will recommend to take drop-in lessons with a piano teacher or the teacher for your instrument, because they can guide you and correct you on certain things that you're not aware of when you're practicing on your own. So some drop-in lessons, maybe every other month or something. So, and when you're getting at a high level, you can go to that teacher and get more guidance and improve yourself even further. That will save you a lot of money and a lot of frustration, because you feel you have much more control over your practicing when you can do step by step and know that you get to know everything you need to know. So, and when you're taking the lessons, take 60 minutes lessons every other week, not 30 minutes once a week. If you can't afford that, still take a 60 minutes lessons, but take it once a month to make it cheaper. Don't cut down to 30 minutes. Have 60 minutes lessons, no matter how rarely you can afford to go to the teacher. So if you just can't afford it every other month, 60 minutes, do that, but keep the 60 minutes lessons. That's it for today. I hope you got wiser and that you more easily can decide what you want to do further. And make sure to subscribe to this channel so you get even more great tips and tricks and lessons to develop yourself further. Make sure to hit the little bell beside it so you get notified when there's new videos available, and please like the video for the YouTube algorithm so more people can get this video recommended. Yes, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining in, and have a nice day.